Chosen one, a circle of highly influential people already holds immense respect for you, and their private consensus reflects you're the steady hand, you're the clean signal, you're the choice. Think of a conference table made of dark wood. It is expensive, the kind where empires have been built and fortunes transferred. Around it sit people past their middle years. They are all accomplished, all carrying the kind of presence that comes from making decisions that altered lives. These are not pretenders. These are people who have learned through painful experience what happens when you choose wrong. On the table sit 3 photographs representing 3 complete histories, 3 people who have no idea this meeting is happening. You are one of those 3. You are going about your ordinary routines, thinking breakthrough is still somewhere in the future. You are thinking you are still waiting for your moment, but you are not waiting. You have already arrived. The first photograph belongs to someone who looks perfect on paper. This person has multiple successful ventures, impressive revenue, media recognition and awards. The track record would make anyone lean forward with interest. This person has been working connections, trying to influence this decision, believing accomplishments speak for themselves, believing victory is already secured, but victory is already lost. This person just has not realized it yet. The second photograph belongs to someone younger and hungrier. This is someone with all the energy and ambition and desperate desire. The presentation was flawless, the pitch was perfect, every word was crafted to impress these decision makers. The passion radiates like heat, the hunger is undeniable. The positioning has been strategic and relentless, but the hunger will become the disqualification. The third photograph is yours. Your resume is modest compared to the first person. Your presentation was not as polished as the second. You did not work connections because you did not know this opportunity existed. You did not strategize because you were unaware of any competition. You simply lived your life, did your work, stayed aligned with your values, created authentically, helped people when possible, and kept growing even when growth hurt. This is precisely why you win. The group has learned what the other 2 have not. Resumes deceive. Passion without stability destroys. The most impressive candidate on paper often becomes the worst choice in reality. This group has been burned too many times by people who interview brilliantly but operate poorly. The search is not for the most impressive person anymore. The search is for the most trustworthy, the most genuine, the most ready to steward opportunity without letting it corrupt character. The search has found you. The group could not choose based on intuition alone. They required proof. They needed certainty, so an investigation began. This was not surface-level checking. This was deep excavation, the kind that unearths truth buried beneath carefully constructed images, the kind that reveals who people become when no one important is watching. The first person was investigated first because that impressive resume demanded it. Former employees were contacted, not the references this person provided, but the ones who left quietly, who signed agreements, who were paid to disappear. The stories painted a picture, never appearing in public profiles. There were impossible demands and cruelty. Brilliant people were driven away by toxicity. Ventures succeeded initially, then collapsed under hostile culture. This was someone who confuses fear with respect and believes success excuses behavior. A pattern emerged. This person builds impressive things, but cannot sustain them. This person treats people as expendable resources. There is no empathy for anyone perceived as beneath them. Power corrupts them until rules seem irrelevant. Bankruptcies are never mentioned. Legal disputes are settled quietly. Former partners refuse future collaboration. A trail of destruction hides behind impressive numbers. This person was eliminated, not for lacking talent. They were eliminated for lacking humanity. The second person presented a different problem. Real talent exists here. There is undeniable potential, but a pattern repeats across every position, every opportunity, every team they join. They start strong. They are always passionate, always committed, always impressive initially, but they cannot handle pressure. They cannot accept feedback. They cannot work alongside anyone they perceive as threatening. When difficulty arrives, reactivity follows, defensiveness emerges, colleagues become enemies through paranoia. Former managers spoke carefully. They acknowledged the talent, but they said this person is impossible to sustain long-term, too reactive, too defensive, too unstable. This is someone needing constant validation, who collapses without it. This is someone mistaking feedback for rejection and criticism for attack. The desire for this opportunity burns intensely, but the desire comes from wrong reasons. They want to prove something, to validate their self-worth, to quiet internal voices saying they are not enough. No external achievement silences those voices. Until internal work happens, the cycle repeats. This person was eliminated, not for lacking ability. They were eliminated for lacking stability. Then attention turned to you. Similar problems were expected, similar patterns, similar reasons for elimination. But something completely different was discovered. A journey was found, a real one. People who worked alongside you, spoke highly, even though such praise gained them nothing. Former supervisors said rehiring you would happen without hesitation. People you helped became friends because of how you treated them during difficulty. Evidence emerged. You gave when little existed to give. You supported causes bringing no recognition. You championed people unable to advance your interests. You made choices based on integrity rather than advantage. Your creative work processed pain honestly. Your transparency about struggle was evident. Your willingness to be vulnerable about failure was clear. What impressed them was not that struggle never happened. What impressed them was that struggle transformed into strength, that wounds were being used to help others carrying similar wounds. This shifted everything. You were not just different from the other two. You were different in precisely the ways they needed. Your character has been tested by real adversity. Your empathy was born from real pain. Your wisdom was earned through real mistakes. You are not performing goodness. You are embodying it, not perfectly, but genuinely. The investigation meant to find disqualification, instead found confirmation. You are the choice, not might be. You are. If this message activated your knowing, hype this video to connect with more chosen ones on this journey. Someone in that room has been fighting for you harder than anyone else knows. Someone has made ensuring your selection their personal mission. This is not random. This is not luck. This person sees something in you worth investing in, something worth protecting, something worth championing. You might not know this person. You probably do not. This is not someone from your immediate circle, not family, not someone you would think to contact. This is someone who observed from a distance, who noticed your work, who saw how you faced challenges, who recognized quality when others overlooked it. This person carries real influence. It is the kind earned through being consistently right about people, through making investments that succeeded, through identifying talent before it became obvious, through seeing potential when others saw only risk. When this person speaks, others listen. The track record demands attention. When this person vouches for someone, that someone usually proves the faith justified. Your work caught their attention longer ago than you realize. Something you created resonated. Something about your approach intrigued them. At first it was just a small recognition, a mental note, curiosity about who you were and what you were building. So observation began. They followed your progress. They watched how you handled success and failure, how you treated people, how you tackled challenges, how you showed up consistently even when results were not immediate. The more they observed, the deeper their impression became, not because of achievements alone. It was because of consistency, character, commitment to growth. Your name started appearing in certain conversations. They tested whether others had noticed. They planted seeds. They created curiosity. They positioned you in minds as someone worth watching, not forcefully, not obviously, strategically. When this opportunity emerged, when the group began seeking candidates, they made sure your name was included, not as charity. You were included as a legitimate contender, someone deserving consideration, someone whose potential matched or exceeded others. They staked their reputation on you. They made clear that belief in you ran deep. As evaluation continued, as concerns arose, as questions emerged, they had answers ready, evidence, examples, counters to doubts. Defense happened without your knowledge. Advocacy occurred without your awareness. Protection of your opportunity happened while you simply lived your life unaware any of this was unfolding. This person does not act from obligation. Recognition of something rare drives their action. They see something valuable, something worth investing in. You are seen as someone who will multiply what gets given, who will steward opportunity well, who will honor investment, who will become someone others eventually advocate for in similar fashion. You will meet this person eventually. When the offer arrives, when this entire situation comes to light, understanding will dawn about who stood in your corner, who spoke your name, who believed when you did not know anyone was paying attention. Gratitude will flood in, not just for opportunity, but for the reminder that you have been seen, valued, chosen by someone whose opinion carries weight, whose investment means something, whose belief changes everything. You need to hear the actual words spoken, the specific observations, not vague approval. This is detailed recognition of who you are and what you bring. You need to hear this so when doubt creeps in later, when imposter syndrome whispers you do not belong, you can remember what people who know quality said when you were absent. Your champion spoke first. They presented examples of your work. They showed moments where choices revealed character. They pointed to times when shortcuts were available and you chose longer, harder, honest paths instead. They highlighted times when self-promotion at someone else's expense was possible and you refused. They noted times when you gave help to people unable to reciprocate. They emphasized times when you admitted mistakes publicly instead of hiding them. Your champion said that watching you feels like watching a younger version of themselves, the version that existed before success created change, before they believed their own press, before rules seemed to apply only to others. That version with fire and heart, that version with ambition and integrity, that version with desire for success but refusal to sacrifice character achieving it. The observation was made that people like you are vanishing. The world produces more of the other two types daily. The world creates people knowing how to look good, sound good, present well, but people whose private character matches public image. People who do right things when no one important watches, those are rare. They are becoming rarer. Someone pushed back. They noted your output is not as high as the first person's. Your portfolio lacks the same volume. Fewer things have been built. Fewer people have been reached. This created a very quiet, very focused response that silenced the room. Your champion explained that the first person builds impressive things that collapse under scrutiny. Quantity without quality is just noise. Reach without depth is vanity. Metrics. You build things that last because foundations are solid. Every project you complete becomes a reference for the next one. People who work with you want to work with you again. This matters more than any number communicates. Testimonials appeared, not ones you provided. These were ones they found independently. Former colleagues spoke with genuine warmth. They said work with you changed their own approaches. They said you set standards now being pursued in their own projects. Clients became friends because of how you treated them during difficult moments. People you helped still remember because help came with no strings attached. Concern was raised about your past. They discussed mistakes you made in previous seasons. They talked about times of poor reactions or regretted choices. Questions arose about whether patterns would repeat under pressure, whether old behaviors would resurface when stakes elevated. This prompted the most powerful evidence. Your champion demonstrated progression. They showed clear evolution from who you were to who you are becoming. They illustrated how you handled similar situations differently as time progressed. They proved how learning happened from each mistake. They documented how lessons got applied in real time. They revealed how your responses became more measured, more thoughtful, more mature. Your past is not a liability. Your past is proof, proof of your capacity to grow, to change, to become better than before. They contrasted this with the first person's history. They showed that patterns never change for them. They make the same mistakes repeatedly. They never learn because they never accept responsibility. Then they showed the second person's pattern. Each new opportunity begins with promises of change and ends with the same self-sabotage. Your pattern is the only one showing genuine transformation. Transformation is what they need. The meeting ended with unanimous agreement, not just that you should be chosen. They agreed that choosing anyone else would be a mistake they would regret. You are not just the best option among finalists. You are the only real option. You are the only one whose success would feel like their success. You are the only one they actually want to bet on. They respect you, not just your work. They respect you as a person. They respect who you are, how you move through the world, what you value, what you refuse to compromise. They see you, not a projection, not a performance. They see the actual you, and they want to invest in that. They want to resource that. They want to amplify that. They want to see what happens when someone like you finally gets what someone like you deserves. This is not just employment. This is not just a contract. This is not a simple partnership. What is being prepared will fundamentally alter your life's trajectory. Resources you could not access alone will become available. Doors you did not know existed will open. A platform will amplify everything you create. Money is involved. Significant money, not survival amounts, not merely comfortable amounts, life-changing amounts that will remove every financial barrier holding you back. This is income that will shift your entire financial reality. This will eliminate the stress you have been carrying. This will allow focus on your work without wondering how bills get paid. This will provide breathing room to create without desperation. Beyond money comes legitimacy, credibility, validation from people whose opinions carry weight. This will change how others perceive you. This will change how responses come to your work. This will change how seriously your ideas get taken. Doors previously closed will open. Invitations never arriving will come. Opportunities seeming impossible will become accessible, not because you changed, because positioning changed. Responsibility comes with this, expectation, accountability. Investment is not happening so you can coast. Investment is happening so you can grow, so you can produce, so you can create impact. Full support will be provided, but results will be expected, not immediate, not unreasonable. But they will expect evidence that what you are being given is being used to build something meaningful, something lasting, something justifying faith being placed in you. Visibility comes too. Exposure, attention. Your work will reach audiences unreachable on your own. Your voice will be amplified in spaces inaccessible independently. Your impact will extend beyond what personal effort alone could achieve. This is exciting and terrifying, because visibility brings scrutiny, exposure brings criticism, attention brings both celebration and attack. They believe you can handle this. They have observed you navigate smaller versions already. They have witnessed your responses to criticism with grace. They have seen feedback handled with maturity. They have noted how you deal with opposition with wisdom. They know success will not corrupt you. They know visibility will not change your character. They know opportunity will not turn you into what you overcame. This is why the offer comes specifically to you, not just because talent exists, because trust exists. Not just because potential exists, because character exists. Not just because desire exists, but because they know honor will exist. The search is not for someone using opportunity to make a name. The search is for someone using opportunity to make impact. They believe strongly that you are that person. Now let me put you onto something real. Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation and attacks while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose. And the beauty of it, you don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app. It's declassified consciousness technology, the same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play, and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your destiny engine for $1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. Warning is necessary about something happening now. The second person knows. How discovery happened is unclear. Maybe a connection leaked information. Maybe recognition of your work allowed pieces to connect. Maybe intuition is sharp enough to sense competition. But awareness exists. They know you are among finalists. Sabotage attempts are being made. Not directly, not obviously. They are too intelligent for that. But subtly, strategically. Your name is being spoken in certain circles. Not with praise, with undermining, with questioning. Past mistakes are being highlighted, while personal mistakes stay hidden. Doubts are being planted. Concerns are being created. They are positioning themselves as the safer, more reliable, more proven choice. Fear drives this. Desperation. Desperate people take dangerous actions. You might know this person. This might be someone in your network, someone you considered a friend, someone you trusted. If strange questions about your work have been coming, if unusual interest in your plans has emerged, if help offered feels more like surveillance than support, pay attention. Trust your instincts. That person might be closer than imagined, but understand this clearly. Their efforts are failing. Spectacularly. Everything being done to undermine you is backfiring. The group recognizes manipulation. They understand desperation. Every attempt to damage your reputation actually strengthens their confidence in choosing you. Secure people do not tear others down. Confident people do not sabotage competition. Character speaks for itself. When you receive this opportunity, devastation will occur for this person. Confrontation might happen. Accusations might fly. Attempts might be made to convince you that deserving this is wrong, that cheating happened somehow, that unfair advantage existed. Rumors might spread. Drama might be created. Attempts might be made to poison your victory with their bitterness. Do not engage. Do not defend. Do not try proving your worth to someone already deciding you are unworthy. Simply receive what is yours. Step into what you have earned. Accept what has been offered. Their opinion is irrelevant. Their attempts to diminish your victory change nothing. Their bitterness is not your responsibility. Distance will be needed when their true nature reveals itself, not with anger, not with drama, but with clarity and finality. Some people are not meant for where you are going. When they show you that your success cannot be handled, believe them the first time. Thank them for the lesson. Wish them well from distance. Keep moving forward without looking back. Preparation is needed for the approaching moment, when everything becomes real, when the offer arrives, when the phone rings or the email comes or the meeting gets scheduled, when realization hits that this is not a metaphor, this is your actual life about to change in ways not yet fully imaginable. Your first instinct will be disbelief. You will think this cannot be real, this cannot be for me, this must be a mistake. Fight that instinct immediately. This is real, this is for you, this is not a mistake. Choice happened deliberately, intentionally, after careful consideration and thorough investigation. Accept the reality without questioning, without doubting, without shrinking. Your second instinct might be playing cool, not seeming too eager, negotiating from pretended indifference. Do not do that either. Show genuine excitement, real gratitude, authentic enthusiasm, not desperation, not neediness, but honest appreciation for what is being offered. They want to invest in someone valuing the opportunity, someone recognizing its significance, someone stewarding it with deserved gravity. But gratitude does not mean blind acceptance. When details are presented, read everything carefully, not because distrust exists, but because this matters too much not to understand completely. What exactly is being offered? What gets expected in return? What is the timeline? What are the deliverables? What does success look like? Get clarity on every detail before committing to anything. If something feels wrong, speak up. Ask questions, request changes, negotiate where appropriate. Charity is not being offered, an investment is being made. Good investments are built on clear agreements where both parties feel satisfied. They expect self-advocacy to happen. Willingness to negotiate demonstrates self-value and understanding of worth. This is attractive to them, not off-putting. Get legal counsel. Find someone specializing in this type of agreement. You need someone who can review contracts with your interests prioritized. You need someone who can spot potential issues. You need someone who can ensure protection exists. This is not paranoia, this is wisdom. More respect will come for being thorough. People making significant investments want to work with people taking those investments seriously. Take time to process before responding, not extended time, but days, long enough to think clearly without the initial shock, long enough to pray or meditate or whatever accesses your deepest wisdom, long enough to consult with trusted people, long enough to ensure yes comes from right reasons, not from desperation, not from fear. The offer will disappear, but from genuine alignment. When you say yes, say it completely. Commit fully, dive in entirely. Do not hold part of yourself back in case things do not work out. Give yourself to this opportunity with everything available. Show up with all your talent, all your effort, all your integrity. Prove their choice right. Honor their investment with excellence. Steward their faith with your character. These are specific shifts occurring when someone with your character receives this level of support. The group has seen this before. They understand what changes. They know what challenges emerge. They know what support gets required. They are prepared to walk with you through all of it. Your relationship with time changes completely. Right now, you probably measure your days by how much can be accomplished with limited resources. You measure by how much can be created while managing survival. You measure by how much can be built while handling the dozen other things keeping life functional. That pressure disappears. Not all pressure, but survival pressure. The pressure of wondering if making it is possible, if sustaining this is possible, if continuing is possible. When that pressure lifts, you will discover how much energy was being spent just staying afloat. You will realize how much creative capacity was being diverted toward basic logistics. You will see how many brilliant ideas never made it past conception because bandwidth did not exist. Suddenly, bandwidth will exist. Real bandwidth. Ideas waiting in the background will finally get their moment. Your true capacity will reveal itself, not what you could do while barely surviving, what you can do while properly resourced. Access changes instantly. Doors previously locked suddenly open. Invitations never coming start arriving. People never responding suddenly reply. Not because you changed, because your positioning changed, because association now exists with people whose names carry weight, because your champion vouched for you, and that endorsement means something in circles previously inaccessible. This will feel strange initially. You will wonder whether people are responding to you or to your new affiliation. The answer is both. They respond to the affiliation initially, but they stay because of you. They stay because of what you bring. They stay because of who you are. The affiliation gets you in the room. Your character keeps you there. This is not fake. This is not shallow. This is how doors open. Once they open, you prove you belong on the other side. Creative standards shift upward, not because demands come, because resources finally exist to execute at the level you have been envisioning. Right now you probably compromise, not on values, but on execution. You make things work with available resources. You find creative solutions to resource limitations. You do your best with accessible options. Your best is impressive. Imagine what happens when limitations are removed. You will be able to hire the team you need. You will access the tools you want. You will take the time required to do things right rather than just fast. You will partner with people whose skills complement yours. You will invest in quality at every stage. What you produce will reflect this, not just incrementally better, exponentially better. The gap between what you have been creating and what you are about to create will shock people. It will shock you too. Confidence expands naturally, not arrogance, not ego, but legitimate confidence that comes from validation by people who know quality. Right now, you probably deal with some degree of self-doubt. You wonder if being as good as you hope is true. You question whether your assessment of your abilities is accurate or delusional. This is normal when you evaluate yourself in isolation. When people like your champion see your work and call it exceptional, your internal calibration changes. When a group of highly accomplished individuals examines your character and concludes it is rare, your self-perception adjusts, not because external validation should determine your worth, but because sometimes you need mirrors showing what you cannot see on your own. This group is that mirror. What they see in you will help you see it in yourself. In that room, the decision is made. The first person with impressive resume and cold heart has been eliminated. The second person with passionate pitch and unstable character has been removed. You are the choice, the only choice, the clear choice. Your champion is ensuring nothing derails this in these final moments. The offer is being finalized now. The contract is being drafted. Numbers are being confirmed. Details are being arranged. Very soon, within approaching days, communication will arrive that changes everything. A phone call will come, an email will arrive, a message will appear, an invitation to a meeting will be extended. When you receive it, you will remember this moment. You will remember these words. You will understand that everything you were told was not motivation. It was information, not inspiration. It was preparation. You have an advocate you never asked for, fighting for you in rooms you cannot enter. Investigation happened, and your worthiness was found. Comparison occurred against alternatives, and you were judged superior, not because perfection exists, because authenticity exists, not because failure never happened, because you learned from failure, not because hurt never occurred, because hurt did not make you harmful. You are about to receive something the first person wanted, but could not have because they lost their humanity on the way to success. You are about to receive something the second person desperately needs but cannot handle because internal work has not happened. This is coming to you not because manipulation occurred or strategy was deployed or positioning happened, but because you stayed true, because you kept growing, because you chose character over convenience every time it mattered. The scales have tipped in your favor. The verdict is decided. You are chosen, not might be, not could be. You are chosen. When that offer arrives, when your life divides into before and after, when everything shifts in a single moment, remember this: you were ready before the opportunity came. You were prepared before the call arrived. You were worthy before anyone official confirmed it. That weight you feel, that is not pressure trying to break you. That is destiny trying to shape you. The shaping is nearly complete. The preparation is almost finished. The waiting is about to end. What is coming is bigger than what was left behind. What you are stepping into is greater than what you walked through. What you are about to receive is worth every single thing you endured to be ready for it. Chosen one, this is not a message giving you hope. This is a message giving you certainty. The decision is made. The offer is coming. Your life is about to change, and you are ready. You have always been ready. Someone just needed to finally see it. Someone did. Your champion saw it. The group confirmed it. The opportunity is secured. Now all that remains is for you to receive it. You will receive it. Because you are not the type to shrink when moments arrive. You are not the type to doubt when destiny knocks. You are not the type to play small when life offers you the chance to expand. You are exactly the type to say yes completely, to step up boldly, to receive fully, to steward faithfully, to build significantly, to impact widely. You are ready now. The weight on your crown confirms it. The pressure in your third eye proves it. The heaviness in your throat declares it. That is not anxiety, that is anticipation, not stress. That is expectation, not burden. That is destiny, and it is about to break through in ways that will leave you breathless with gratitude and wonder. The room has spoken. The group has decided. Your champion has secured your position. The first and second person never stood a chance. You are the one they want. You are the one they need. You are the one being chosen. Very soon, you will hold the proof in your hands, the offer in writing, the opportunity in reality, the breakthrough in material form. Receive it like you were born for it, because you were.